the Tema Motorway Interchange stands today as one of Ghana's most significant and transformative infrastructure projects, a symbol of resilience, international cooperation, and visionary planning. To understand its importance, one must first return to the chaos of the old Tema roundabout. For decades, the roundabout was notorious for congestion that could paralyze traffic for hours, especially during peak times when container trucks from the Tema Port converged with commuter vehicles, taxis, and buses carrying workers, traders, and students. The sheer volume of vehicles pouring in from multiple corridors overwhelmed the junction daily, creating bottlenecks that wasted fuel, slowed economic activity, and tested the patience of anyone trying to move between Accra and Tema or beyond. At the heart of this congestion was Ghana's busiest trade artery. Tema Port, sitting just a few kilometres away, is the country's largest maritime gateway and one of West Africa's most important shipping hubs. Every day, hundreds of container trucks entered and exited the port, carrying imports bound for Accra, Kumasi, and even landlocked neighbours, such as Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Exports including cocoa, manganese, and manufactured goods flowed out. But to move in or out of Tema, virtually all vehicles had to pass through the infamous roundabout. The result was long delays, rising transportation costs, spoiled goods, and an inefficiency that directly undermined Ghana's competitiveness. For many years, proposals to improve the Tema roundabout floated in policy circles. As Accra expanded eastward and Tema's industrial estates grew, the need to reconfigure the junction became urgent. By the mid-2000s, traffic counts revealed volumes far beyond what the roundabout could handle. Feasibility studies pointed to the need for a multi-level interchange, one that could separate through traffic from turning movements and create a direct flow between major corridors. This dream began to take shape through international cooperation. Japan, through its development agency JICA, stepped forward as a key partner. Recognizing the strategic role of Tema Port not only for Ghana, but for the wider sub-region, JICA agreed to support a grant-funded project to reconstruct the roundabout into a grade-separated interchange. This collaboration was not new. Japan had long been an important partner in Ghana's infrastructure development, contributing to roads, ports, and bridges. But the Tema Motorway Interchange would become one of the most visible symbols of this partnership. Construction of Phase 1 began in 2018. Engineers and contractors had to work while maintaining the flow of thousands of vehicles daily, a task that demanded careful staging and traffic management. The design of Phase 1 included a 730-metre underpass, new approach roads, and widening works that allowed through traffic between Accra and Aflao to pass beneath the busy junction. The project cost approximately $55.6 million, entirely grant-funded by the Japanese government, and was commissioned in June 2020. With its opening, the congestion eased noticeably. But planners knew the full vision required a second phase to create a three-tier structure. Phase 2, signed in October 2021, brought an additional 3.656 billion yen in funding, about $33 million, depending on exchange rates. This stage would deliver a new flyover, creating a third tier above the underpass and surface roads. Construction began in July 2022, and by late 2024, vehicles started moving across the new flyover. By February 2025, the project reached substantial completion, finalising the three-tier interchange in its full glory. Together, Phase 1 and Phase 2 represent roughly $90 million of investment, entirely grant-funded, making it a rare case of a major interchange financed without loans or public debt. The scale of transformation cannot be overstated. Where once long queues of articulated trucks choked the roundabout, today traffic flows in multiple directions simultaneously with minimal delay. The underpass carries through traffic efficiently. The surface roads distribute local movements, and the elevated flyover allows direct connections that once seemed impossible. Peak hour travel times have been slashed by up to 87%, according to JICA's models. Freight throughput has surged by more than 200%, while passenger movements have more than doubled. For commuters, the difference is palpable. What used to be a nerve-wracking wait in bumper-to-bumper traffic is now a smooth, predictable journey. The communities surrounding the interchange are some of the greatest beneficiaries. Tema itself, with its planned communities stretching from Community 1 to Community 25, feels the relief as residents spend less time trapped in traffic and more time at work, school, or with their families. Ashaiman, a bustling town with thousands of commuters who travel daily into Accra, now enjoys smoother access to both Tema and the capital. Pong, with its growing industrial estates and residential neighbourhoods, benefits from reliable connectivity that attracts new investments. Sakumono, Spintex, and Nungua see improved traffic conditions as the bottleneck at Tema eases, making commutes shorter and logistics more dependable. Further afield, Pram, Dewenya, and Afienya, once seen as peripheral, are more connected than ever, their property values rising as accessibility improves. The beauty of the new interchange cannot be ignored. By day, its sweeping flyovers and geometric design resemble an elegant compass over the flat coastal plain. The concrete structure, combined with modern lighting and wide lanes, speaks to a new standard of Ghanaian infrastructure. By night, the streetlights illuminate the tiers like streams of golden lines, a breathtaking view for anyone approaching Tema from the Accra motorway. Drone footage captures its grandeur in ways that still photographs never could, showing the interchange as both a piece of art and a vital artery of commerce. For drivers, the experience of gliding smoothly along the underpass or elevated ramps is itself a symbol of progress, a reminder that Ghana is investing in the future. But beyond beauty lies the economic rationale. Tema Port, expanded in recent years into one of West Africa's most modern container terminals, depends on efficient inland connections. Every hour of congestion at the interchange used to translate into higher costs for importers and exporters. Truck drivers wasted fuel, shippers missed delivery windows, and industries faced unpredictable logistics. Now, with the interchange completed, reliability has improved dramatically. Perishable goods can move faster, reducing spoilage. Exporters of cocoa and agricultural products find their produce reaching the port on schedule. Importers distributing goods inland face lower costs and fewer delays. The impact ripples across the economy. Manufacturers in Tema's industrial enclaves, from steel plants to food processors, benefit from smoother supply chains. Small businesses in Ashaiman, selling everything from spare parts to textiles, gain access to broader markets as travel becomes easier. Transport operators, from long-haul truck companies to taxi drivers, save on fuel and vehicle maintenance thanks to reduced idling. For Ghana as a whole, the interchange enhances competitiveness, making the country a more attractive destination for trade and investment. Neighbouring landlocked countries, which rely on Tema Port for access to global markets, also benefit, cementing Ghana's position as a regional hub. The symbolism of the interchange extends beyond economics. It represents a successful partnership between Ghana and Japan, a demonstration of what can be achieved through international cooperation and careful planning. It shows that infrastructure, when designed with foresight, can transform not just roads, but lives and communities. For many Ghanaians, it is a source of pride, proof that the nation is capable of building world-class facilities that rival those found anywhere in Africa. Yet the work does not end here. For the interchange to deliver its full potential, the connecting corridors must also be upgraded and maintained. The Aflao Road, stretching toward the eastern border, needs further capacity improvements. The Akosombo side, linking to the Volta region, requires additional works to accommodate growing traffic. Maintenance of the interchange itself, lighting, road surfaces, safety barriers, must be consistent to preserve the gains made. Already, urban planners and policymakers are discussing how to integrate the interchange into a wider strategy of road modernisation, including the planned expansion of the Accra Tema Motorway. As one drives through the interchange today, it is hard to believe this was once the site of endless gridlock and frustration. The transformation is visible in the smiles of commuters, the energy of traders arriving at markets on time, the calm of parents picking children up from school without delay, and the efficiency of truckers who no longer spend hours inching forward in the sweltering sun. It is a story of vision realised, of challenges overcome, and of a gateway reborn for a nation on the move. The story of the Tema Motorway Interchange is deeply woven into Ghana's post-independence development narrative. When Tema itself was conceived as a planned industrial city in the early 1960s, Kwame Nkrumah envisioned it as the beating heart of Ghana's industrial revolution. The city was built with geometric precision, divided into numbered communities, each complete with housing, schools, and amenities. At the centre of this planned network stood Tema Port, which was intended to anchor Ghana's trade with the world. Yet, while the port expanded, the transport links feeding it lagged behind population and traffic growth. The Tema roundabout, built for an era when Ghana's vehicle population was only a fraction of what it is today, became a choke point as the decades rolled by. By the late 20th century, the roundabout was straining beyond capacity. The rise of long-haul trucking across West Africa meant Tema was not just Ghana's gateway, but also the primary entry point for goods travelling inland to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. With the expansion of Tema's industrial hub, including factories, refineries, and warehouses, the volume of vehicles converging daily on the roundabout rose sharply. Commuters from Ashaiman, Spintex, and Nungua, along with port-bound trucks, were competing for space in a junction designed for much lighter flows. What once was a symbol of connectivity now symbolized inefficiency, a bottleneck that slowed progress and drained productivity. Public frustration grew. Radio talk shows echoed with complaints from drivers stuck in endless traffic. Newspapers ran stories of trucks breaking down at the roundabout, blocking lanes and worsening the chaos. Accidents became frequent as drivers tried to maneuver aggressively to beat the congestion. The Ghanaian economy, already dealing with the challenges of urban sprawl and rapid growth, could not afford this drag on one of its most vital arteries. Policymakers knew something had to be done. The breakthrough came when Ghana deepened its ties with Japan. JICA had long studied Ghana's transport corridors, and its engineers understood the strategic importance of Tema Port. The decision to fund the interchange was not just about fixing traffic, it was about securing Ghana's role in regional trade. By turning the roundabout into a multi-level interchange, Ghana could unlock Tema Port's potential, boost investor confidence, and cut logistics costs for the entire sub-region. The agreement to fund Phase 1 was signed, and by 2018, the bulldozers moved in. Construction was not without its challenges. Maintaining traffic flow while building an underpass was a monumental task. Engineers staged the works in segments, diverting traffic at different times to allow excavation and piling. Dust, noise, and narrowed lanes tested the patience of drivers, but there was an underlying hope that the suffering was temporary. Gradually, the new structure took shape. By mid-2020, as the world grappled with the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana celebrated the commissioning of Phase 1. For many, it was a beacon of progress during uncertain times, a sign that the country was still building and moving forward. The relief was immediate. Trucks travelling from Aflao toward Accra could now glide through the underpass without stopping at the dreaded roundabout. Traffic volumes were better distributed and commuting times improved significantly. Yet, even as the applause rang out, engineers knew that without a second phase, the full potential would not be realised. The roundabout still had choke points, and the need for a third tier was obvious. Japan once again stepped forward. In October 2021, Ghana and Japan signed the grant agreement for Phase 2. Construction began in July 2022 amid renewed optimism. This stage added a sweeping flyover above the existing structures, tying together Harbour Road and the Ashaiman corridor with direct, grade-separated movement. It was the missing piece of the puzzle, the final stroke that would transform the interchange into a modern three-tier masterpiece. By late 2024, traffic began to move across the new flyover. For the first time in decades, the junction truly flowed. The completion in early 2025 marked the beginning of a new era for Tema and Ghana at large. Drivers spoke of the sheer relief of no longer wasting hours in traffic. Traders celebrated the ability to reach markets faster. Trucking companies recalculated their costs and found savings that improved profitability. The ripple effects spread like concentric circles in water. The economic transformation has been profound. Consider the movement of perishable goods, tomatoes, plantains, pineapples, and fish, that farmers and traders rush daily to Accra and Tema markets. Before the interchange, these goods often arrived late, wilted, or spoiled due to delays at the roundabout. Today, the smoother flow means fresher produce on market stalls, better earnings for farmers, and more satisfied customers. For industries exporting manufactured goods through Tema Port, the savings in time and fuel translate into greater competitiveness on the international market. The freight statistics are even more striking. With a projected 206% increase in freight movement, the interchange has become a catalyst for growth in the logistics sector. Warehouses around Tema are busier, haulage companies are scaling up operations, and port throughput is more predictable. Insurance companies note fewer claims from accidents and delays. Banks and investors see opportunities in financing new fleets of trucks and in supporting SMEs that depend on reliable logistics. For communities, the social benefits are equally important. Residents of Ashaiman, long stigmatized as living in a congested, chaotic area, now enjoy smoother travel. Parents can take children to school without leaving home hours early. Workers commuting to Accra can plan their journeys with confidence. Health emergencies that once faced life-threatening delays at the roundabout now move swiftly through the interchange. Time saved is life improved, and the value of that cannot be measured in dollars alone. The aesthetic impact also reshapes how people perceive Tema. Once dismissed as an industrial city of smokestacks and warehouses, Tema now boasts an interchange that rivals anything in modern African infrastructure. Visitors arriving from Accra are greeted by a landmark that signals Ghana's ambition and capability. Drone footage of the interchange circulates widely on social media, painting an image of progress that inspires pride among Ghanaians at home and abroad. It has become more than concrete and asphalt. It is an emblem of modern Ghana. What sets this project apart from many others is the manner of its funding. In an era when many infrastructure projects saddle countries with debt, the Tema Motorway Interchange stands out as a fully grant-funded venture. Japan's generosity through JECA not only saved Ghana millions in future repayments, but also ensured that the project was delivered with international standards of quality and safety. It serves as a reminder that strategic partnerships can yield immense dividends when based on trust and mutual benefit. The technical achievements deserve acknowledgement too. Building a three-tier interchange in a live traffic environment requires extraordinary engineering precision. The underpass, excavated beneath a functioning highway, demanded robust retaining structures and advanced drainage systems to prevent flooding during heavy rains. The flyover required careful piling and superstructure works, all while ensuring stability and minimizing disruption. Ghanaian engineers working alongside Japanese experts gained invaluable skills that will be applied in future projects across the country. As one drives across the interchange, the sense of space and order contrasts sharply with the chaos of the past. Wide lanes, clear signage, and modern lighting create a safer environment for all road users. Pedestrian walkways and safety barriers protect those on foot, while the separation of movements reduces the chances of collisions. Even the air feels cleaner, as reduced idling cuts down on emissions that once choked the area with fumes. It is infrastructure as it should be, designed for efficiency, safety, and sustainability. Beyond Tema and Accra, the interchange radiates benefits to the wider national economy. Ghana's GDP depends heavily on trade, both imports and exports, and Tema Port handles the lion's share. By ensuring smoother access, the interchange contributes to national revenue growth. Customs processes become more predictable, shippers plan better, and the overall business climate improves. Investors, considering Ghana as a base for regional operations, look favourably on such infrastructure, seeing a government and its partners committed to long-term efficiency. The impact extends to regional integration as well. Ghana is a member of ECOWAS, and the free flow of goods across borders is central to the bloc's ambitions. Landlocked countries relying on Tema now enjoy quicker access to the sea, making Ghana their preferred transit corridor. This strengthens regional trade ties, enhances Ghana's geopolitical relevance, and positions the country as a leader in West Africa's development story. For ordinary citizens, however, the benefits are most tangible in daily life. A trader in Community 9 who once missed market openings now arrives on time. A teacher in Ashaiman no longer battles hours of stress before reaching class. A taxi driver calculates more trips per day, increasing income. A trucker travelling from Kumasi to Tema completes the journey with less fatigue and greater certainty. Each of these small victories, multiplied across thousands of lives, adds up to a national transformation. The Tema Motorway Interchange is thus more than a physical structure. It is a story of vision, resilience, cooperation, and progress. It is a reminder that when challenges are confronted with determination, solutions can be found that uplift entire societies. It is proof that Ghana is capable of building infrastructure not just to meet today's needs, but to anticipate tomorrow's demands. And it is a beacon that inspires hope for future projects, be it the expansion of the Accra Tema Motorway, the Flower Pot Interchange, or the transformation of the Eastern Corridor. The transformation of the Tema Motorway Interchange is not only about solving a traffic problem, it is about rewriting the narrative of connectivity in Ghana. To fully appreciate its meaning, imagine the daily life of a truck driver before the project was completed. The driver wakes before dawn in Kumasi, loads goods destined for Tema Port, and begins the long journey along the highways of the Ashanti and Eastern regions. After navigating hundreds of kilometres, he approaches Tema with a sense of dread, knowing that whatever time he saved on the road would be lost at the roundabout. Hours of waiting, inching forward, and fighting for space with other vehicles left him exhausted before he even reached the port gates. Now, that same driver approaches the interchange with confidence. He glides through the underpass or climbs the flyover, arriving at the port gates within minutes of reaching Tema. The contrast between these two experiences is the difference between inefficiency and progress, frustration and relief. For residents of Ashaiman, the benefits are equally vivid. Ashaiman is one of the most densely populated areas in Ghana, a bustling town known for its vibrant markets, artisans, and hard-working people. For years, its reputation was tied to congestion and chaos, largely because of the bottleneck at the Tema roundabout. Every morning, buses and trotros packed with workers leaving Ashaiman would crawl painfully toward Tema and Accra, losing hours that could have been used more productively. Today, with the interchange in place, that same journey has been shortened dramatically. The relief is not abstract. It is lived every single day by thousands who depend on the road to earn a living. In Tema itself, the story is one of rebirth. Tema was originally planned as a model city, an industrial hub meant to complement Accra. Its communities, laid out with modernist precision, were supposed to thrive on efficient infrastructure. Over time, however, the rapid growth of Ghana's population and economy stretched those systems beyond their limits. The roundabout became the emblem of that strain, a reminder of how outdated infrastructure can hold back development. The new interchange restores Tema's vision as a city built for commerce and industry. It supports the expansion of factories, shipping services, and residential growth, ensuring that Tema continues to play its role as Ghana's industrial capital. The surrounding towns also feel the change. In Sakamono, Spintex, and Nungua, commuters who once dreaded the journey into Tema now find it manageable. Traders who used to leave home in the middle of the night to beat traffic can now travel at more reasonable hours. Businesses along the Spintex Road benefit from smoother access to Tema and beyond. In Dewenya and Prampram, the improved connectivity has sparked a surge in land values, with investors eyeing these areas for housing and commercial developments. In Afianya, the story is similar. Improved travel times mean better opportunities for small businesses and service providers. The environmental benefits, though less visible, are significant. Before the interchange, idling vehicles at the roundabout emitted clouds of exhaust that hung over the area like a permanent haze. Drivers wasted fuel, and the noise of constant honking was part of the daily soundtrack. With the new structure, traffic flows more smoothly, reducing idling and cutting emissions. The air feels cleaner, and fuel savings across thousands of vehicles add up to millions of cedis each year. For a country striving to balance growth with environmental responsibility, this is a step in the right direction. Another dimension of the project is safety. The old roundabout was a hotspot for accidents, confusion over right-of-way, aggressive manoeuvring, and the sheer volume of vehicles created dangerous conditions. Pedestrians risked their lives darting between lanes to cross. Today, with movement separated across 3 levels, the risk of collisions has dropped significantly. Clear signage, safety barriers, and pedestrian provisions make the interchange safer for everyone. The reduction in accidents saves not only lives but also money, as fewer medical costs, insurance claims, and vehicle repairs burden the system. The interchange also serves as a powerful case study for infrastructure planning in Ghana. It demonstrates that, with proper design, international cooperation, and phased implementation, even the most entrenched problems can be solved. Policymakers point to it as a model for other congested areas in the country. Already, discussions are underway on how lessons from Tema can be applied to other corridors, such as the busy Nsawam Road, the Kasoa stretch, and parts of Kumasi. The interchange is not just a solution, it is a template for future progress. Symbolically, the interchange represents Ghana's journey toward modernity. Infrastructure is often the most visible sign of national development, and the sight of a 3-tier interchange at Tema sends a powerful message. It tells citizens that their country is capable of delivering projects that meet international standards. It tells investors that Ghana is serious about efficiency and competitiveness. It tells neighbouring nations that Ghana is ready to be the hub of regional trade. For young Ghanaians, It inspires confidence in their country's future. For older generations, it is proof that the dreams of independence, dreams of modern cities and thriving commerce, are still alive. The cost of the interchange, though substantial, must be weighed against the economic returns it generates. At nearly $90 million in total, it stands as one of the largest transport projects in recent years. But unlike projects funded by loans, this one is financed entirely by grants. That means Ghana reaps the benefits without carrying the burden of repayment. When measured against the billions of dollars in trade that pass through Tema Port annually, the investment is modest. The reduction in travel times, the savings in fuel, the increase in freight throughput, and the rise in economic activity generate returns many times greater than the cost. It is an infrastructure investment that pays for itself through productivity. The Japanese government's role in this success deserves recognition. Through JICA, Japan has consistently supported Ghana's development, particularly in transport and energy. The Tema Motorway Interchange is a flagship example of this partnership. Japanese engineering expertise, combined with Ghanaian labour and oversight, produced a structure of high quality and durability. The project also served as a platform for knowledge transfer, with Ghanaian engineers gaining valuable experience in managing complex, multi-level interchanges. This capacity building ensures that the benefits extend far beyond Tema, equipping Ghana for future projects. The story of the interchange also highlights the importance of maintenance. Too often in the past, Ghana has built impressive projects only to watch them deteriorate due to neglect. The new interchange must not follow that path. Regular inspections, timely repairs, and proper upkeep of lighting, signage, and road surfaces are essential. Already, plans are being made to establish a dedicated maintenance regime, recognizing that preserving the interchange is as important as building it. The interchange is a national asset, and it must be protected for generations to come. As the structure stands completed, it is also reshaping urban design around Tema. Developers are planning new residential estates, shopping centres, and industrial facilities in areas that once seemed too inaccessible. The improved connectivity is drawing businesses to locate near the interchange, taking advantage of the ease of movement. This urban expansion, if managed properly, can contribute to balanced growth across Greater Accra, reducing the pressure on central Accra while boosting Tema and its environs. The human stories that emerge from the interchange are perhaps the most compelling. A market woman from Community 1 who once left home at 3 a.m. to secure a stall in Accra can now leave at dawn and still arrive on time. A student living in Ashaiman can now commute to a university in Accra without missing morning lectures. A logistics manager coordinating shipments through Tema Port can plan with confidence, knowing that trucks will arrive on time. Each of these stories reflects the real value of infrastructure, not in abstract numbers, but in the lived experiences of people. The interchange also strengthens Ghana's role in the African Continental Free Trade Area, whose secretariat is based in Accra. For AfCFTA to succeed, efficient infrastructure is essential. Goods must move seamlessly across borders, and ports must connect reliably to hinterlands. The Tema Motorway Interchange plays a direct role in this process, making Ghana a credible leader in the continental effort to boost trade. It shows that Ghana is not just talking about integration, but is building the systems that make it possible. The interchange has even influenced the cultural imagination. Artists, filmmakers, and photographers capture its lines and lights, incorporating it into creative works. Social media influencers use it as a backdrop for content, while musicians reference it in lyrics. It has become part of the identity of Tema, a landmark as recognizable as the port itself. In this way, it contributes not only to economic progress, but also to cultural pride. the interchange's success also poses a challenge to policymakers: how to replicate this model elsewhere. Ghanaians now expect similar standards in other parts of the country. Communities in Kumasi demand solutions to the Sofaline bottleneck. Residents in Kasoa call for relief from their daily gridlock. Motorists along the Nsawam Road await the promised expressway. The Tema Motorway Interchange has raised the bar, and citizens will hold leaders accountable to deliver similar results. This is both a challenge and an opportunity, as the success in Tema provides a blueprint for replication. In the end, the Tema Motorway Interchange is more than concrete and steel. It is a symbol of possibility. It shows that with vision, partnerships, and persistence, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. It demonstrates the power of infrastructure to change lives, stimulate economies, and inspire nations. It stands not only as a triumph for Ghana, but also as a beacon for Africa, reminding the continent that progress is possible and that the future can be built today. The Tema Motorway Interchange today is not just a road project, but a statement of Ghana's ambition. The very sight of its sweeping flyovers, its illuminated lanes at night, and the constant movement of vehicles flowing with precision stands as proof that Ghana is stepping boldly into a future defined by infrastructure excellence. It is a daily reminder to every commuter, trucker, trader, and visitor that efficiency and order can replace chaos, and that progress is not only a dream, but a visible reality. For decades, Tema has been Ghana's industrial anchor, and its growth story has always been tied to the fortunes of its port. Every ton of cargo entering or leaving Tema Port reflects Ghana's role in regional and international trade. Yet that flow was once consistently undermined by bottlenecks at the roundabout. Now, the interchange secures the port's place as one of West Africa's most reliable gateways. The message to international shipping companies, logistics firms, and foreign investors is clear. Ghana is ready to handle higher volumes, move goods faster, and compete as a trade hub of choice. The numbers alone tell a powerful story. An 87% reduction in peak hour travel times is not just a traffic statistic. It is an economic revolution. Freight movement more than doubling means industries across the nation and the sub-region have a reliable lifeline to global markets. Passenger volumes soaring by over 200% means daily commuting is no longer a burden, but an opportunity. These improvements ripple through the economy in ways that touch every sector, from agriculture to manufacturing to services. Consider agriculture. Ghana's farmers often struggle not just with growing crops, but with getting them to market before they spoil. Tomatoes from the Upper East, pineapples from the eastern region, and plantains from the forest belt all funnel through Tema's highways. Before the interchange, traffic delays meant produce lost value every hour it sat in a truck under the sun. Farmers and traders lost income, while consumers paid higher prices for goods that had travelled too slowly. Now, the journey is swifter and more predictable. The freshness of produce reaching Accra's Makola market, or Tema's community markets, improves, incomes rise for farmers and traders, and consumers benefit from lower prices and higher quality. Manufacturing tells a similar story. Tema's industrial estates house factories producing steel, aluminum, cement, food products, and textiles. These factories depend on imported raw materials arriving through Tema Port, and they must ship finished products to both domestic and international markets. Every minute saved at the interchange lowers costs, increases competitiveness, and strengthens the viability of local manufacturing. Ghana's push for industrialization under policies like One District, One Factory gains momentum because infrastructure like the Tema Motorway Interchange clears bottlenecks that once hampered productivity. For service providers, the impact is no less profound. Transport operators, from large haulage companies to small trotro drivers, save on fuel and maintenance. Taxi and ride-hailing drivers increase their daily trips, raising earnings. Logistics managers gain confidence in planning schedules, knowing that deliveries can be made on time. Even institutions like hospitals and schools benefit. Ambulances can move more quickly through the interchange during emergencies. Teachers and students waste less time on the road. Businesses that once budgeted extra hours for staff commuting can now operate more efficiently. The benefits extend beyond Ghana's borders. Landlocked neighbours like Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali depend heavily on Tema Port as their access to the sea. For their traders and governments, time is money. The Tema Motorway Interchange gives them confidence that Ghana's route is reliable, reducing the temptation to divert cargo through alternative ports in Togo or Côte d'Ivoire. By strengthening its reputation as the most efficient corridor, Ghana increases regional trust and builds stronger economic ties. This strengthens its role in ECOWAS and in the African Continental Free Trade Area, positioning the country as a leader in regional integration. The symbolism of the interchange resonates in multiple ways. To ordinary citizens, it represents a tangible improvement in daily life. To policymakers, it is a demonstration of what international cooperation can achieve. To the business community, it is a foundation for growth. To neighbouring countries, it is proof that Ghana is serious about regional trade. And to young Ghanaians, it is an inspiration, evidence that their country can deliver projects of world-class standard, and a promise that the future holds even greater possibilities. But the interchange is not without its challenges. With success comes increased traffic, and planners must think ahead to ensure that the gains are not eroded. Already, discussions are underway to expand and modernise the Accra Tema motorway itself, which feeds into the interchange. Without improvements to the motorway, the benefits of the interchange could eventually be diluted. Similarly, the feeder roads connecting to the interchange, including the Aflao Road and the Akosombo corridor, must be upgraded to handle higher volumes. Infrastructure must be seen not as isolated projects, but as a network, with each link supporting the others. Maintenance is another pressing issue. The history of Ghana's infrastructure is filled with examples of projects that shone brightly upon completion, but soon fell into disrepair due to lack of upkeep. The Tema Motorway Interchange must not become another cautionary tale. Its lighting, drainage, safety barriers, and road surfaces must be maintained rigorously. A dedicated budget and a clear maintenance schedule are essential. Partnerships with local authorities and community groups can also ensure vigilance, preventing vandalism and encouraging ownership. This interchange belongs to the people, and its preservation is a shared responsibility. The cultural and psychological impact of the interchange is harder to measure but equally significant. Ghanaians are proud of it, and that pride feeds into a sense of national confidence. In a country where frustrations over infrastructure often dominate public discourse, the interchange is a rare example of a project that has exceeded expectations. Social media posts celebrating the interchange reflect this pride, as do the countless photos and videos shared by motorists. In these moments, infrastructure transcends its utilitarian role and becomes part of national identity. The interchange is also a showcase for international partnership. Japan's role through JICA is highlighted at every opportunity, and rightly so. This project demonstrates the power of development cooperation when it is based on mutual respect and shared goals. Ghana has not only gained an interchange, but has also deepened a relationship with a global partner. The knowledge transfer to Ghanaian engineers and the skills acquired during construction mean that the benefits of the project will be felt long after the last bolt was tightened. For the younger generation of engineers, planners, and policymakers, the interchange is an educational tool. Universities can use it as a case study in design, construction, and project management. Students can visit the site to see modern engineering in action. Future planners can draw lessons about traffic modelling, phased implementation, and community impact. In this way, the interchange contributes to human capital development, ensuring that Ghana is better prepared for future challenges. The interchange also sparks conversations about equity and access. While it benefits many, the challenge for policymakers is to ensure that similar investments reach other parts of the country. Residents of Kumasi, Takoradi, Tamale, and Cape Coast are all eager to see projects of this magnitude. The Tema Motorway Interchange has raised expectations, and those expectations must be met. Balanced development across Ghana requires spreading such investments nationwide. The success at Tema should not remain an isolated triumph, but should be replicated and adapted elsewhere. Looking ahead, the interchange will play a role in shaping Ghana's urban future. Greater Accra is growing rapidly, with urban sprawl extending further eastward toward Dawenya and Pram Pram. The improved connectivity provided by the interchange makes these areas attractive for housing and business development. If managed well, this can relieve pressure on central Accra and distribute growth more evenly. But it also raises challenges of urban planning, requiring foresight to prevent uncontrolled sprawl and congestion in the future. The interchange is a catalyst, and policymakers must harness its momentum wisely. In the end, the Tema Motorway Interchange is a testament to what can be achieved when vision meets execution. It is a story of a city and a nation refusing to be defined by bottlenecks and inefficiencies. It is a declaration that Ghana is ready to compete, to innovate, and to lead. And it is a promise that the road ahead, though still filled with challenges, can be built upon foundations of progress, partnership, and pride. The interchange stands day and night as a living monument to these ideals. Trucks laden with cocoa, cars carrying families, buses filled with workers, and taxis shuttling commuters all move through its lanes, each journey a small part of the national story. Every honk, every turn of the wheel, every kilometre travelled through the interchange adds to the collective rhythm of a nation in motion. The chaos of the old roundabout is now a memory, replaced by a structure that embodies order, flow, and purpose. The Tema Motorway Interchange today has become more than a road junction. It is the heartbeat of a growing economic corridor that connects Ghana to itself and to the rest of West Africa. As vehicles of all shapes and sizes flow across its 3 levels, it becomes clear that this is not simply about easing traffic, but about repositioning an entire nation in the global economy. The sound of engines moving freely through its lanes is the sound of commerce breathing more easily, of communities finding relief, of time reclaimed and put back into productive use. The story of the interchange is not just written in concrete and steel, but in the lives it has touched. Consider the long-haul trucker who once dreaded approaching Tema, losing hours at the congested roundabout, often arriving at the port too late to clear goods. Today, that driver moves with confidence, knowing that the interchange will not betray him with endless delays. His trips are more predictable, his income more stable, his fatigue reduced. Or consider the market woman who once arrived at Makola with wilted vegetables after a long, punishing journey. Now, her goods arrive fresher, her profits grow, and her customers enjoy better produce. These small victories, repeated across thousands of lives, accumulate into a transformation that is both economic and social. The ripple effects extend far into the fabric of Ghanaian society. Schoolchildren who once endured late arrivals now get to class on time, giving them a better chance at learning. Workers who once left home at dawn to fight traffic now gain back precious hours to spend with family. Hospitals receive patients faster in emergencies. Transport operators cut down on maintenance costs and fuel, lowering fares for commuters. Small shops along the corridor attract more customers as people move more freely between communities. The interchange is not just a piece of infrastructure. It is an invisible partner in everyday life, working quietly to improve outcomes for all. Its influence on real estate is also undeniable. Areas that once felt remote and unattractive are now being rediscovered by developers. Land in Pram, Dawenya, and Afienya has become more valuable as travel times shrink. Housing estates sprout in places once dismissed as too far from the city centre. This is the quiet power of infrastructure. It reshapes geography, making the far seem near and the impossible suddenly possible. Tema itself, once thought of only as an industrial city, is reimagining itself as a thriving residential and commercial hub, with the interchange as its proud gateway. The aesthetics of the interchange cannot be ignored either. Infrastructure has the power to inspire pride, and the Tema Motorway Interchange does so in abundance. At night, its lighting creates elegant ribbons of gold stretching across the horizon, an image that resonates with citizens who see in it a symbol of modern Ghana. Drone footage circulating online presents the interchange like a piece of art, with symmetrical loops and sweeping curves that rival iconic structures in other parts of the world. For the younger generation especially, this is a visible sign that Ghana is building a future that is not only functional, but beautiful. The economic significance is amplified by Ghana's role in the African Continental Free Trade Area. With the AFCFTA Secretariat located in Accra, Ghana carries the responsibility of demonstrating that free trade is not just a concept, but a practical reality. For trade to flourish, goods must move quickly, efficiently, and reliably. The Tema Motorway Interchange plays a direct role in this process. It assures exporters and importers across the continent that Ghana has the infrastructure to support ambitious trade flows. It reassures investors that their goods will not be trapped in endless jams, but will reach markets in time. In doing so, it positions Ghana not only as a participant in AFCTFA, but as a leader. The project also serves as a lesson in what can be achieved when governments and international partners work together with vision. Too often, infrastructure projects in Africa are delayed by politics, mismanagement, or lack of funds. The Tema Motorway Interchange defies this trend. With clear goals, dedicated financing through Japanese grants, and professional execution, it was completed in phases that each brought immediate benefits. The first phase provided instant relief, while the second phase completed the grand vision. This approach demonstrates that even massive projects can be delivered successfully if broken into manageable parts and supported by strong partnerships. The role of Japan in this achievement is profound. Beyond the financial support, Japan brought expertise, discipline, and long-term perspective. Japanese engineers worked side by side with the Ghanaian counterparts, ensuring that skills were transferred and standards maintained. The project became a classroom where Ghanaian engineers learned modern methods of traffic modelling, structural design, and project management. These skills will serve the country well in the years ahead as more complex projects arise. The partnership also deepened diplomatic ties, cementing Japan's role as one of Ghana's most trusted development partners. Yet the greatest legacy of the Tema Motorway Interchange may be the mindset it fosters. For decades, Ghanaians have been accustomed to living with bottlenecks, delays, and frustrations as if they were inevitable. The interchange proves otherwise. It shows that problems long accepted as permanent can be solved, that inefficiency is not destiny, and that modern solutions are within reach. This change in mindset is powerful. It instills confidence in citizens, inspires policymakers to be bolder, and encourages investors to commit resources. When people see what is possible, they demand more, and that demand fuels progress. The interchange also demonstrates the power of foresight. Traffic volumes will only grow as Ghana's economy expands, and without this project, the roundabout would have collapsed under the pressure. By building ahead of demand, Ghana positions itself for growth instead of playing catch-up. This lesson should guide future projects. Infrastructure should not merely respond to crises, but anticipate them. The Tema Motorway Interchange is proof that Ghana can think ahead, plan wisely, and execute effectively. Of course, challenges remain. Maintenance must be prioritised, connecting roads must be upgraded, and urban sprawl must be managed. But these challenges do not diminish the triumph of what has been achieved. They simply remind us that progress is a journey, not a destination. Each achievement must be sustained, built upon and expanded. The interchange is a milestone, but it is also a foundation for the future. Imagine the story 50 years from now. Future generations will drive through the Tema Motorway Interchange without remembering the chaos of the old roundabout. They will take for granted the smooth flow, the illuminated lanes, the elegant design, but in that moment of normalcy, they will be living in the legacy of visionaries who refuse to accept gridlock as fate. They will be reaping the benefits of international cooperation, foresight, and determination. They will be enjoying lives that are freer, more productive, and more hopeful because of a decision made decades earlier. For now, the interchange stands as a living monument. Trucks carry cocoa destined for Europe. Cars ferry families heading to Tema's beaches. Buses filled with workers glide toward Accra. Pedestrians cross safely. Traders transport their goods. And children look out of car windows with wonder at the towering flyovers. The structure hums with the rhythm of life, blending seamlessly into the daily movements of a nation. And in every journey, in every honk of a horn and every turn of a wheel, the story of Ghana's progress is written anew. The Tema Motorway Interchange is not simply about transportation. It is about time. Time saved from traffic, time given back to families, time used for work and creativity. It is about dignity. The dignity of not enduring endless delays, the dignity of efficient systems, the dignity of infrastructure that reflects the worth of its people. It is about vision, the vision to see beyond bottlenecks and to build structures that serve generations. And it is about pride. Pride in a Ghana that can dream, execute, and shine. As the sun sets and the lights of the interchange flicker on, the structure glows against the evening sky, a beacon visible from afar. Drivers who once cursed the roundabout now marvel at the beauty before them. Children in the back seats of cars point with excitement. Traders heading home smile at the time saved. In these moments, the interchange transcends its concrete and steel, becoming a symbol of national renewal. It whispers a simple but powerful message. Ghana is moving forward, and the journey has only just begun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic drone documentaries on Ghana's mega projects, skyline transformations, and infrastructure updates.
It's the vibe now, it's the bounce now. This time my piano life, turn it up. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low then fly. I'm a high, no we high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano bouncing right. Come alive as they are no slide. I'm a piano bouncing right. We hit beat drop like whoa. Y'all know see my veins, let the rhythm flow. She got a body that be moving in code. Love drum heavy, make the road, no stress, no wahala here. We dey sit pan flex, it's the season of cheer. From Soweto to Tema, the vibe so clear. If you ain't dancing, get out of here. We go dance like fire, no break, no tire. This jam now wire, feel it rise up higher. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. With that waistline on all night. Hands in the air, drop it low, then fly, fly, fly. I'm a piano, yeah, yeah. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life. I'm a piano bouncing right. She bad, she wild, she know how to groove. I'm lit, I'm fly, I came here to move. Step in the scene like a boss, no excuse. Beat so sick, like damn, what's the use? I'm dripping in gold, no limit. Turn up the bass, we kill it. Sweat on my brow, but I'm winning. This time my piano, got me singing. Boom, boom, clap, feel that slap. Love drums smacking like a thunder clap. Slow, wine, first, grind, lose your mind. Rewind, rewind. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low, then fly. On a piano, we high, high, high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life. I'm a piano bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life.
Bounce, bounce.
In the sunrise, no doubt. Yeah. It's the vibe now. It's the bounce now. It's the I'm be alive. Look out. Bounce to the left. Bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air. Drop it low, then fly. I'm a piano. Yeah. Bounce to the left. Bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life. Pull up when we heat beat drop like whoa. Y'all don't see my veins, let the rhythm flow. She got a body that be moving in code. Lock drum heavy, make the flow explode. No stress, no wahala here. We the sip and flex, it's the season of cheer. From Soweto to Tema, the vibe so clear. If you ain't dancing, I get tired of here. We go dance like fire, no break, no time. This jam now wire, feel it rise up higher. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low, then fly. I'm a piano, we high, 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 high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, I'm bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life. She bad, she wild, she know how to groove. I'm lit, I'm fly, I came here to move. Step in the scene like a boss, no excuse. Beat so sick, like damn, what's the use? I'm dripping in gold, no limit. Turn up the bass, we kill it. Sweat on my brow, but I'm winning. This time my piano got me singing. Boom, boom, clap, feel that slap. Lock drum smacking like a thunder clap. Slow wine, fast grind. Lose your mind, rewind, rewind. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low, then fly. I know we high, high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, I'm bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's the I'm a piano bounce. Piano's on the rise, no doubt. bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low then fly. I'm a piano, yeah. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, bouncing right. Come alive, it's piano's life. Pull up when we heat beat drop like whoa. Y'all know see my veins let the rhythm flow. She got a body that be moving in code. Lock drum heavy make the flow explode. Don't stress, no I holla here. We the sip and flex, it's the season of cheer. From Soweto to Tema, that vibe so clear. If you ain't dancing, I get tired of here. We gon' dance like fire, no break, no time. This jam now wire, feel it rise up higher. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low then fly. I'm a piano, we high, 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 high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, I'm bouncing right. Come alive, it's piano's life. She bad, she wild, she know how to groove. I'm lit, I'm fly, I came here to move. Step in the scene like a boss, no excuse. Beat so sick, like damn, what's the use? I'm dripping in gold, no limit. Turn up the bass, we kill it. Sweat on my brow, but I'm winning. This time my piano got me singing. Boom, boom, clap, feel that slap. Lock drum smacking like a thunder clap. Slow wine, fast grind. Lose your mind, rewind, rewind. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low, then fly. I know we high, we high, high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm at the high, I'm bouncing right. Come alive, it's the piano's life. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's the piano bounce. Piano's on the rise, no doubt. Yeah. It's the vibe now. It's the bounce now. It's the I'ma be alive. Look out. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low then fly. I'ma be piano, yeah. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, bouncing right. Come alive, it's piano's life. Pull up when we heat beat drop like whoa. Y'all know see my veins let the rhythm flow. She got a body that be moving in code. Lock drum heavy make the flow explode. Don't stress, no I holla here. We the sip and flex, it's the season of cheer. From Soweto to Tema, that vibe so clear. If you ain't dancing, I get tired of here. We gon' dance like fire, no break, no time. This jam now wire, feel it rise up higher. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. Move that waistline all night. Hands in the air, drop it low then fly. I'm a piano, we high, 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 high. Bounce to the left, bounce to the right. We know they tired, we vibe all night. I'm a piano, I'm bouncing right. Come alive, it's piano's life. She bad, she wild, she know how to groove. I'm lit, I'm fly, I came here to move. Step in the scene like a boss, no excuse.